Hey there, what's going on? My name is John, and I've got a video here for you today. And this video is 8 things that I've come up with that will make you more money with your short and medium term rentals. I feel that this video today is really super important for a lot of reasons. The main reason is because basically, while the reality is that short and medium term rentals, and I'm basically doing pretty much shifted everything to midterm rentals now for me, but while it is in my experience and my view the quickest and most efficient path to frequent and continuing 4- and 5-figure deposits, it also can be a tough business. It can be a tough business in terms of margins, right? So when it comes to profitability and making sure that you are building in profits to whether it's you're launching or you're continuing, you are really going to want to know what these items are. And these items are that I have here, these 8 items some of them are going to have really a tremendous ROI when it comes to getting them. And some of them are really going to have extremely minimal cost associated with them. So the great news is that every single one of these items I actually have gotten and use and employ in the properties that I own and midterm rent out, and also short-term rent when I did. Okay, so let's cruise through this list. And keep in mind, this list, it's not necessarily in order of importance. What I'll do is at the end, I'll kind of list out what I think the highest ROI is potentially for each item. Okay, so number 1 we have here is a Roku streaming device. You can go and get a Roku Streaming Express, brand new, still in this day and age of 2024, for less than $20. So you just go over to Walmart. Fortunately for me, one of my midterm rentals has a Walmart right next to it or right near it, and it is a Roku Express is $19. And even if you wanted to go online, you could get them from Walmart online, like a refurbished one for even less than that. But let's just say that we'll go ahead and get the Roku Express for $19. What's great about the Roku too is that if you have multiple rooms in your house, I'm presuming that you will, you can when you put a TV in a bedroom, you can just go and add that Roku, and it's just right there. You've got all the different streaming services. Use that Roku. So when it comes to why is it that this is going to make you more money, the thing is with a Roku, it's not really necessarily going to have a direct effect on your revenue, right, on the actual nightly rate or the amount of people you can charge for or anything like that. But basically, when you have multiple Rokus and having a Roku or a similar streaming device on your main television or other televisions, basically it's just a nice added feature, right? And with Roku, it's just you've got tons of different streaming devices, and it enables you to very cost effectively provide added value to your guests and give them good service. And then also for you, I know for me, I have streaming services for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus, and maybe even a few others. And then also there's a lot of other free services out there. The ones I'm familiar with are Tubi TV, and Peacock, and they're free. But obviously, there's tons of free streaming services. Okay, so the second item on this list is going to be memory foam mattresses. So basically, with respect to memory foam, it's kind of if you don't already have memory foam mattresses, for your own mattress, and you don't already have them for your rental, it kind of is obvious and it goes without saying. And basically, number 1, I've been actually getting memory foam mattresses for my rentals for a long time. I'd say maybe even close to 10 years. But basically, there's various sizes that you can get in terms of not just whether it's twin, queen, or king. You can also get the different sizes in terms of thickness, whether that's 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, those sorts of measurements. And they are all pretty reasonable. What I can tell you is I have actually, over the years, gotten the memory foam mattresses from Groupon. That's where I got them. I got them from Groupon. Now, for today's presentation, I'm going to actually show you where you can get them on Amazon, because the reality is with Groupon, you can't, the deals don't always last, right? So I could show you the actual item on Groupon, but it's not going to show you the price, and the deal is no longer active because I haven't purchased a memory foam mattress from Groupon recently. But when I did, I can tell you that I was purchasing the memory foam mattresses, which were very reasonable thicknesses. I'm fairly certain they were 8-inch thicknesses, and they were less than $200 for a queen memory foam mattress. If you look now in this day and age, they're going to be around $200, on Amazon, and I will take you in and show it to you. So, here, again, here is a memory foam mattress going to enable you to charge more, maybe a little bit more, but probably not going to have a huge direct effect on revenue. However, think about how much you sleep. I mean, it's a third of your day, and the reality is that I've gotten many good reviews where people actually mention the comfy beds, and one main reason that there's a comfy bed is because of the memory foam mattress. Now, another thing that's going to go along with the memory foam mattress, and this will have a impact on your revenue, is getting a mattress protector. So what I mean by this is, as the years have gone on, I've kind of noticed that Airbnb has gotten very competitive and also very difficult, basically, because in my experience and really in my view, I'm seeing that guests' expectations, not all of them, but the reality is that a lot of guests' expectations are, somewhat out of control. And a lot of guests that want to complain and have learned that they can get their money back or some money back fairly easily will not hesitate to do so. Specifically, what I'm talking about is this summer, someone from Airbnb actually literally went in to the master bedroom. They took off the quilt. They took off all the sheets. They took off the mattress protector, and they took a picture of the mattress, and it had some little stain. And they said that they wanted some of the money back. And that's among other things that they listed, but they still did it. So the fact is that that's, a quilt sheet. It's a lot of layers they got to take off. So the reality is that getting a mattress protector is super easy, and it's actually very beneficial for your guests because, imagine all of the, fluids and unhealthy bacteria that might potentially, sink into a mattress and sit in there as soil. You can alleviate that completely by getting a mattress protector and being able to wash that each time, when you need to. Okay, so here we go. So I have pulled up a memory foam mattress here on Amazon. As you can see, 76,000. That's it. That is a lot of reviews, of course. And then this price here, this is a Zinus 8-inch, right there at about $214. So again, it's been a little bit since I purchased a memory foam mattress, but I have purchased them tons of times for multiple rentals over many years. And as you can see right here, that's $214. What that's for is that's for a queen 8-inch. And what you can do is you can actually see the different prices. You can see the different prices right here. I think it's fair to say that the most obvious, the most likely mattress you're going to get is going to be an 8-inch queen. But for example, if you wanted to go 8-inch full, it's going to be a little bit lesser than that. Actually, that is, and I also do buy quite a few fulls as well as queens. So that's pretty much right about what I spent on Groupon for a memory foam mattress. So that's an 8-inch full, $172. And then if you want to go king, $272. Still pretty darn good. Okay, so number 3 on this list is going to be maximizing the number of beds in your property. So while I am going to give you kind of break down my opinion of the best ROI on all these items at the end of this video, I can tell you that this one is going to be on the list. So what I mean by this is, basically, even if you have a 1-bedroom, I mean, this is really pertains to, places that are going to be at least more than a 1-bedroom, even a 2-bedroom or more, right? So let's just say you have a room, and the logical thinking is, oh, you just get a bed for the room, right? Well, the fact is that for every area besides the master bedroom, you want to maximize the sleeping areas, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And basically, the main thing is that a lot of times the big money is in being able to accommodate the big groups, right? So in one of my properties, I actually have a downstairs bonus room, and that bonus room is interestingly one of the biggest rooms in the house, but it does not have a door. But that room has got 4 beds, so it's got a full over full bunk, and then a queen, and then another full. So what happens is a lot of times, it ends up being a great place for the kids to sleep. If there's a big group with a bunch of kids, and the kids get to kind of go have their own sleeping area, and the adults have theirs. Now, outside of that, you'll also have a bedroom where, in my situation, I'll put there's another futon, like a full-size futon that can go. Now, what you can do in addition to that, so you might have some situations where a room has got a bedroom has got enough space for let's say a king bed or a queen bed, but maybe not enough space for a full-sized futon fold out. You can actually get these super nifty fold-out chairs, which kind of just sit on the floor. And that's something that also can go in something like a living room, like in the side of like a living room or an extra room like a den or something like that. So what I'll do is I'm going to actually show you those as well. So when it comes to the master, it seems logical to say that it's probably the best idea to just have a nice bed in the master, whether that's a queen or a king. I venture to say that most master bedrooms are going to have a king-size mattress in there. So in terms of what I do is in the properties, I'll have one king bed or queen bed in the master, and then have a spare air mattress that can be blown up and placed in the master, provided there's space and you're in a situation where you want to accommodate a large group. And then you can put someone on that air mattress, and then you'll go ahead and you'll set that up, or have your cleaning staff set that up. So let's take a look at the fold-out, chair, which turns into a mattress, so you can see it real quick. All right, here we go. So here is the Nonner fold-out sofa bed. So this one is actually a twin, right? So as you can see, it is a twin, and 842 ratings, pretty high. That's a lot of reviews. So super simple. Basically, it's a twin is actually great for kids too. Obviously, as you can see, you can get a queen, and then a round one, and then a single one, so you can get different styles. But still, if you figure a twin, $189 for a new bed, I mean that's not even the price for one night, and then you're going to be able to kind of charge for extra people, really, for the life that you have your property and you do your rental. So this is something. What's great about this is again, this is something where if you don't want to buy a futon, you don't have to. You can just get it as a queen, or like a round or a single. But basically, you can also put this in like a living area. So if you had an opportunity to put it in like the living room, or like an office or a den area where you actually have enough space for like a little fold-out chair like that, but not necessarily enough space for a futon, this would be the perfect fix for you. And as you can see right there, that takes up a lot less space than a futon. Okay, so number 4 on this list is the Nest thermostat. What is crazy is I actually have never logged into my computer with the Nest, but this is actually my Nest at one of my places. And so again, in the situation, having a Nest is not going to give you a really direct impact or a direct effect on your revenue or your nightly rate, but it greatly, I would actually venture to say, it exponentially helps your ability to provide service, and also helps your ability to manage your expenses. So what's great about the Nest is something called Eco. It's Eco mode right here. So you just go ahead, and I go into settings, and then I go into options, and it's right here. So these are the temperature settings and controls for Eco mode. So what happens is, whether let's just say you have some vacancy, people aren't at your property for a couple days or a couple weeks, whatever it may be. You can set the temperature, right? So for example, the house is not going to get cool until the house hits 80, or the house is not going to get warm until the house hits 54. So that's very effective because you can really manage the amount of hours that your HVAC turns on and heats or cools. So that's something that can have a big impact, on your expenses. And for me, at one of my places, I actually got solar, and what's great is I was able to actually get this Nest thermostat. It's now Google Nest thermostat for free, so I didn't have to pay for it. I mean, obviously, it was just part of the package, right? So another feature of the Google Nest outside of the Eco, which is super, and then even if people are there, for example, if the weather is such that it's pretty temperate, and it's not going to get too hot, you can put Eco on so that like for example, like if the house doesn't get above 78 or something like that, and you can always kind of manage it and override it, from the people that are inside the house. Now, outside of that. A feature that is pretty nice with the Google Nest. I don't have this feature with the Google Nest I have, but you can get a camera. So the purpose of having a camera would be so that you can take a look at the guests and just kind of, if you see like a lot more guests than what they actually paid for with their booking, that's something that's really important to be able to monitor, and you can do that with a camera. So something else that the Google Nest does is it enables you to remotely manage your property. What I mean by that is you can always, at any time, all throughout the day, see what the actual temperature is inside the house, right? Compared to what the actual temperature is outside. So we're going through a heat wave right here now in Southern California, so it's pretty, obviously. So if you take a look at this example, it's like right now the property has a 30-degree, temperature differential, which is pretty strong in my experience. But basically, when you're able to monitor it, you can actually figure out if something's wrong, with your HVAC before the guest even has to tell you. So then you could then alert them about it. And it's just a very great customer service tool. And being able to providing excellent customer service that's fast, like lightning fast, is a tremendous value add, and also enables you to even get better reviews and continue to sustain your higher nightly rates. The last thing I will say with the Google Nest is a lot of times, if, like, for example, for me, if I see the temperature go up, more often than not, it's really just because the AC needs a new filter. So you can always just have a bunch of extra filters just in case. But, of course, that's not always the case, and you need to kind of call, a service person or, multiple service groups, depending on their availability. And even if that's the situation, a lot of times it can be hard to find somebody to come out that day. So a sub-item of the Nest thermostat, which just can't be ignored, and you could also potentially consider it as its own item, is actually solar power. So basically solar power goes without saying, it's a much more efficient way to actually generate energy. And what I can say is that my one property where I am an owner, I was actually able to get my Nest thermostat through a solar package. And then through that, I did what's called, it was called hero financing. So what it was home energy renovation opportunity, and they looked at the value of the property and they just gave a loan, and the loan was pretty attractive at the time, 5.99%, and I didn't pay any money out of pocket, and I ultimately got solar, which really wasn't quite enough to power my house. So I have to get more. But in general, what happened is with that, it was no money out of pocket. It's effectively a second mortgage on the house, and it's paid through the property taxes. So it's really a great feature. And the reason I say it's solar is because, with respect to California, at least, Southern California Edison rates are going up at like 6% or more per year. So you have to find a way to actually beat those price increases, and you can at least break even by going to get solar and beating those prices. Because if you're not and you have a rental, and the energy bill is going to be very high for rentals, and if you're doing short and medium term rentals, you're going to be paying for the energy bill. And when you get solar, you're going to drastically reduce your energy bill, because you're going to be properly fighting the energy price increases, which usually are about, and even this is 6 years ago when I did it, 6% per year. Okay, the next item on this list is kitchen essentials. So here with kitchen essentials, this is another one where it's not really going to enable you to charge necessarily more per night, really have a huge effect on your revenue. But it does, beefing up your kitchen and constantly making your kitchen better is going to enable you to provide great customer service and then also keep your rates high. What I will say too is that you must understand, maybe you already understand this, but if you don't, I mean one of the main reasons people are going to do a furnished rental is because they want a kitchen. They want it, whether it's a big group or it's a regular sized group, they want to be able to eat in. They don't want to have to eat out all the time. So, that's one of the main reasons that they're booking it. So you want to kind of set them up. So what are these kitchen essentials? Well, I don't really need to take you into my computer to show you, but it's some basic stuff. It's having nice kitchen appliances, a good barbecue grill, pots and pans, cutlery, plateware, cutting boards, measuring cups, knife set, cooking utensils, all sorts of openers, oven mitts, mixing bowls, toaster or toaster oven, graters, essentials for any and all beverages, right? To make beverages, to make tea, to make lemonade, to pitchers for water, and then of course all sorts of items to drink from, and lots of coffee mugs. And of course, which might lead into my next item, the coffee maker. So when it comes to the coffee maker is actually now number 6 on this list. So what I can say, another thing I can say is even within the last year, I've had multiple inquiries that turned into bookings that asked me about the coffee maker. So what I did is, again, when you have a property and you rent it out, I have these where, I keep them going. I actually upgraded and got a pretty nice coffee maker from Walmart, actually, because in that particular property, there's a Walmart that's right near the property. And within the last year of getting and upgrading to a nicer coffee maker, I've had multiple guests go from an inquiry to a booking after I told them about the new coffee maker. So it's a big one. And it's pretty easy. You can get the coffee maker pretty much like a Hamilton Beach from Costco or Target or Walmart or even Amazon if you want to. And one thing I've done over the years is I've also had a Keurig as an alternate. I think the Keurig is not as popular nowadays because of its negative impact on the environment. But what's nice about a Keurig is if folks come in and they get in late their first night, their first morning, if they don't really have time to kind of make coffee, you'll have at least the Keurig there so they can just pop a K-cup in and get a quick coffee. And that's something that's really nice to have as an alternate. Okay, number 7 on this list is pool or hot tub. So this is kind of going to be tough because maybe a lot of you it might be a little too much for you to kind of really stomach whether you're going to go buy a place or rent a place to actually install a pool or a hot tub. But basically, it should go without saying there's going to be so many groups, whether it's short and even medium term. A lot of people want that pool for medium term, midterm rentals. There's going to be so many that want that pool. So having that private pool, or private hot tub is going to, without question, it's going to enable you to charge more, and it's going to enable you to get more bookings. I realize that it might not be possible for some of you because you might be getting a condo or a townhouse or something like that. But if you do have a lot and you can install a pool, it's definitely worth considering because you will get ROI on it, absolutely for sure. So I'll show you one of my listings here so you can see kind of how it looks with respect to pictures and how it will get you a lot more bookings when actually having a pool. All right, here we go. This is one of my listings. So as you can see, this is kind of the vacation vibe, so obviously it's going to do well. But, you have that pool. It makes just all the difference in the world. In fact, for years, I've actually had the pool in the photography to actually get some of the bookings. There you go. So that should be a testament to checking that box and getting your pool. Now, when it comes to a hot tub, that's obviously if the scenario is just like it's just not possible to install a pool or just to get a pool. There might be a scenario of like a large deck at a townhouse or a house, and you can put a hot tub there. So that is something that you should be strongly considered because having that amenity is again without question going to get you more bookings and enable you to charge higher rates. So obviously a higher impact on revenue. Okay, so this last item, item number 8. So while this is not necessarily an item you can just kind of go out and buy from like a shopping list, it is absolutely crucial that I communicate it and that you note it. And it is just quite simply a bigger property. So when it comes to shopping for whether you're going to do rental arbitrage or you're going to buy a place or whatever, you always want to err on the side of getting a bigger property. That's because with a bigger property, you're going to be able to accommodate more people, you're going to be able to put more beds in, and you're going to be able to make higher revenue per night, per week, per month, per booking, unquestionable. So that ROI is going to be there for sure. I know because I've been doing it for many, many years, and always, when in doubt, go big, right? So, okay, so now that we're at pretty much the end of this list of 8, what I'd like to do is I'd like to kind of narrow it down for you and tell you the items that are going to have the biggest ROI. So number 1, without question, that's going to have the biggest ROI is going to be, beds, right? I mean, it doesn't cost that much. I showed you the picture or the bed on Amazon. It's like $200 and some of them are even less. When you have a bed, you are going to be able to actually, when you accommodate larger groups, you can do something where you can essentially, charge more for additional guests, right? And you can do that per night if you choose. And when you buy something like a bed for $200, you're going to be able to do that for as long as you own the property. So that is without question going to be your biggest chunk, your biggest ROI is just, buying additional beds that you can provide additional sleeping areas. So the next 2 are going to be basically, and it is a little bit of a toss-up, it's going to be either, a bigger property or it's going to be a pool and a hot tub. So the reality is that it might cost less to actually get the property that already has the pool or install the pool, once you get the property versus getting a bigger property. Because in this day and age, at least here in California, it's already unaffordable to buy anything. But if you can get something, I imagine let's just say it's fair to say that it's going to be a little cheaper for you to get a place with a pool compared to actually then getting a bigger place. Provided that's the case, I'm going to say the pool or the hot tub is going to be the bigger ROI, and then after that, it's going to be getting a bigger place. Hopefully you guys like that. I really can't express enough the importance of achieving your ROI and maximizing your sleeping spaces. I imagine that there's going to be certainly a handful of you out there that see this or that contact me and can experience, higher revenue from some of these, some of the items on this list. If you have any questions, if you want to, ask me questions, about, midterm rentals or short-term rentals, you can go ahead and email me. That's socalrentalguy at Gmail, and also put some links in this video for you to contact. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And something to remember as we close is that short and medium-term property rentals are, in my experience, and I do have experience. I've actually been an online entrepreneur as well. I'm actually on my 4th online venture, and I've generated probably close to 20 million online between real estate and online marketing. And short and medium-term property rentals are the quickest and most consistent path to frequent and continuing 4- and 5-figure deposits. I wish you luck, and if you like lists like this and value that I add, in terms of rentals and midterm rentals and short-term rentals, go ahead and subscribe. Give the video a like, and hit that alerts bell. And again, leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you very much.